This is live from my office. If you're watching on YouTube, that handsome gentleman on the left or the right, depending on where you are, is Paul Coyte. I'll give him a formal introduction in just a second. First, I want to thank the good people at Apt Electronics and Woody Buick for sponsoring Live from my office. And if you haven't already, subscribe and follow and blah, 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 blah. You know the drill. Whether it's here or on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Substack or the 9 million other things we all have to be involved in to make sure you get this content. We used to call them shows, Paul.
We did. Shows. I still call them shows.
They were shows.
It's still a show.
Place. They were just in one place. But anyway, thanks to all those folks. And coming up on Friday night, August 7th, it's the next bit of our stand-up comedy tour with the Chicago comedy legends and me. Tim Benker, Mike Toomey from WGN Channel 9, the morning show there, and I will be doing stand-up comedy at the Bolingbrook Golf Club. Get your tickets. Go to cochranshow.com and follow the link there. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, he is the busiest man in all of Europe, if not the planet. He is seen daily on GB News all over the world, not just in London, all over the world, and is coming off just an insane sporting time in England. It's my friend, best friend on the planet right here, boys and girls. This is him. That's my friend. That's my friend, Paul Coyte. Hi, buddy.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I don't know how you've been doing this schedule. I mean, let's think about this.
It's ridiculous.
Wimbledon's a big deal.
Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah.
So you got Wimbledon.
Got your Wimbledon?
World Cup's the biggest deal.
Oh, it's been going on forever.
It's unbelievable. And now you got the British Open, the Open Championship.
The Open, please. Not the British Open, it's the Open.
The Open. Yeah. And that's happening in the, what would it be, the northwest part of...
Royal Birkdale. Yeah.
Yeah, on the Irish Sea, right?
Yeah.
So
on a links course. So the whole thing of what a links course is. You know because you're a golf man, right?
Yeah.
You know the word is an old English word, links. It's links.
So pronounce it with an H?
It's links with an H. Links, which has got something to do with something sandy or on something. But that's what the word
with an H.
It's the original Old English word is links. So I remember the Old English word is links, but I don't remember the exact. What does it mean? Something to do with something or other. But that's where links comes from. So it's not like people go, it's a link between the sea and the land. No, it's not. It's the Old English word, links.
Yeah.
There's not enough words that have H at the start.
There's too many.
With a consonant. I enjoy that.
So the links golf experience is wind and normally rain and gorse, which is...
Good word.
For people that don't know, it's hay, it's weeds that grow high.
No trees. Because of the salty water from the sea, the trees cannot live. That's why, no trees.
And crazy bounces.
Yeah.
And a browned out looking course. Everything has to be green here.
Yeah.
Got to be green.
Yeah.
And they literally, I don't know if you know this, they literally at times will paint the green for television.
I'm not surprised.
Spots on the green, they paint it. So at any rate, I love it. I love the Open Championship every year. We're halfway through as we tape this, and we'll see what happens over the weekend. But it's a crazy busy time. And I would think after the World Cup and Wimbledon, you could give a rat's ass about the Open right now.
No, you know what? I am enjoying it. It was Wimbledon. First week of Wimbledon, I wasn't bothered. Yeah. See, I'm going to say something controversial.
Okay.
And people love Wimbledon, and you cannot get tickets for Wimbledon for love nor money. And when I've tried, I mean, we were going to go to the US Open tennis, weren't we, together?
Yeah.
And there were tickets, fine. Australian Open, you can get tickets for. The French Open, you're fine. But for something about Wimbledon, it's this British tradition that people are desperate to go to, whether they like Wimbledon or whether they like tennis or not. They just have to be there and try to get tickets.
And they want to be seen.
Yeah. And there's a ballot. So you get, if you do in the ballot about November, so there's a chance of getting tickets.
Ballot is a lottery here.
And it literally is. And you put, and then maybe you get a chance of buying tickets. So I've been a couple of years, was lucky in that, but I got to tell you, it was really hot. It was really packed. And to be honest with you, and I love sport, but to sit on centre court, although it sounds lovely, without the commentary, in the heat, watching it, it can get quite boring for 5 hours, don't you think?
No question. No
You
question.
with me on this?
And everything
This-
is this.
Yeah, it is. And then you get.
And for those of you just listening and not watching, I'm tilting my giant head left to right because that's what happens. It's a tennis match. You go left, you go right. You go left, you go right.
And then you get the people that really aren't into tennis but pretend they are. And they're the ones that, Djokovic, unbelievable. Do you know who he is? No. Don't know. You know, it's bullshit. There's so much of that in Wimbledon. I'm sorry, but it is.
The traditions, which are charming to a point,
Yes.
are also over the top. The dress code of all white.
Yeah.
Where the players have to wear all white.
See, I like that, though. Do you know? That's one of the things I quite like.
I like the look. But in the era we're in, where Wimbledon hasn't bent at all, it's very similar to the Masters golf tournament here at Augusta, where they go, you don't like our rules? Don't play.
See, I like that too.
Wimbledon, you don't like our rules? Don't play.
Yeah.
But the Royal Box, I read several things over the course of, and the Royal Box, I think is 20 seats or more.
Yeah.
And I've read several things about people who showed up and not properly dressed, and some older, male or female, Wimbledon usher, as we call them here, just like, no, sorry, you can't go in.
Yeah, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. You're not welcome here with all that behavior.
I'm amused by all of that.
But yeah, it's interesting that tennis, it's no matter how much they try and make it for everybody, it's a money thing, isn't it? I mean, Jennifer Pegula, Pegula, billionaire father. And we've got this young fella.
Her mother, by the way, went to my high school for a year.
Did she really?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Was she just like
in the middle of upstate New York, in the middle of dairy farm country, like a rural British farm? She was there. She left. I don't know where she met Mr. Moneybags, but they're the first family of Buffalo, New York, and they own the Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Sabres, and I think most of Buffalo.
And Buffalo Wings. Don't they own that as well?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yeah. That's exactly
anything with Buffalo involved.
And Pegula is very good. Very good.
She
but
is.
The women ended up having the 9 versus 10 play for the title.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Both Czech. Czech. And then we had a young fella, 23 years old, that came from nowhere, wild card. His father owns Lorient, which is one of my favorite words, by the way. French, a French soccer team. And his mother's French as well. But because he lived here, we'll say he's English.
Yeah, and his mother was a very accomplished player herself.
Absolutely, yeah.
And he had some medical thing where a doctor said, well, don't strain yourself. And the kid was a great story. He got all the way to the semifinals.
Ferry. Yeah. What's his name? Something Ferry. What is Arthur Ferry? Arthur Ferry. That's it.
Yes.
Brian Ferry. That's him.
So that was entertaining. And now, as I said, the British Open, but the big one, the World Cup.
Oh.
I have to tell you, I hate that England is out.
Yeah.
But you have a lot to say about this.
To Argentina. Oh.
To Argentina.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, if you're gonna lose to somebody, Messi is unfriggin' believable.
Isn't he?
Messi is Michael Jordan to basketball.
Yeah.
He's Wayne Gretzky to hockey
in
America.
Yeah, he's the greatest.
He is unbelievable.
And he's older than we are. He is.
He's 76 years old.
76 years old. And still playing at the highest level.
The things he can do with a football, left-footed, right-footed, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, no-footed. He's unbelievable.
No-footed.
And no limbs whatsoever.
You could cut his feet off and he would still be that great.
He would still be the best on the field.
He's a joy to watch. But 5 minutes to go in the game in the semifinals. By the way, we're taping this or recording this. Listen to me taping this. How old am I? We're recording this on July 17th, a couple of days before the final. So we're going to fake the endings for both outcomes for the final. But in speaking of the Argentina-England semifinal, 5 minutes away. 5 minutes away. All you got to do is get through 5 minutes. And I thought of you, and I thought, I know what you're thinking.
We're going to lose.
We're going to lose. It's
yeah, you know me well enough.
Not going to happen. And Messi sets up that goal and then a goal in extra time for the win. Yeah. Once that first Argentina goal happens and it's level, it's 1-1.
The momentum.
You must have thought, well, just shut it off. It's over.
Yeah. I'm sitting with my son, Joe, and Joe's going, extra time. I said, this is not going to extra time. Trust me. This is all going to be done and dusted very shortly. See, the manager, we have a German manager called Thomas Tuchel.
He's a weird little fella.
Yeah, little fella. Yeah, he's nice. But the reason he's in is that the last manager, Gareth Southgate, did very well, but we can't quite get over the line. That's the thing with English football. We can't ever get over the line. 60 years ago was when we last won the World Cup.
You were not alive. You were not alive.
That's the thing. I think I am one of the oldest people in the world never to have seen England win a World Cup.
Because you are less than a year.
I was born in February 67.
Right.
And that was in July 66. Yeah. So I'm one of the oldest people on the planet never to have lived to see England win the World Cup. So that makes it extra hard for me. So every year it's like they manage to find a way of throwing it away, different way, and, grab defeat from the jaws of victory.
Well, even the Mexico game. In the Mexico game, you and I talk often. And after the Mexico game, I went, "Oh, this is so great." And you went, "Is it?" And I said, "Oh,
yeah.
I said, "This is fantastic." And you went, "Well, wait and see." And I said,
I'm making myself laugh because I can hear myself in what you're saying.
I said, "Can you not be British for 10 seconds and just enjoy the fact that you're moving on?"
Said exactly that. That's so funny.
Right.
And who was right? Who was right?
But I have to tell you, even though the United States got much farther than they should have, they shouldn't have even gotten to where they got with this team. Soccer has a new energy here.
Yeah.
And I would like to see the World Cup. You tell me, you're probably not going to like this idea. I'd love to see it every 2 years. I would love to see it every 2 years. 4 years is a long time to wait.
Yeah. See, we have the Euros we have the Euros in between.
Yeah, you guys have nonstop soccer. But
the thing is, but what didn't help the United States? And of course, Mauricio Pochettino, I've spoken about him, I know him very well.
He's great, right?
He's great. Guy. But the Balogun thing, the red card that then Donald Trump got involved in and then spoke to his great friend, whose, by the way, his name is Gianni Infantino, not Gianni Infantino, just
right.
And spoke to him and then got the red card suspended, which is just not done.
Ridiculous.
Even when there's a decision that is like, well, that's a bad red. It shouldn't be allowed.
Well, you should explain too. But explain to FIFA.
Right.
Is after
it's
Trump,
the governing body of
football. But after Trump, the most corrupt organization in the world is FIFA.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And this is the guy that gave Trump the FIFA Peace Prize, which is ever, nobody didn't invent it. I would like to give you this FIFA Peace Prize.
Right.
Well, thank you. Because you didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize, we've got our own FIFA Peace Prize.
And if you looked close, it was a bowling trophy that they bought. They just put Trump's name on it.
It was. And even spelled his name wrong when it was engraved that morning. So it's just bizarre. And then Trump comes out and then he's speaking about the fact, I don't know anything about soccer. But that was definitely a red card. There was no way was that a red card. That was a fair foul. And how can you have games where you don't have the greatest players? Well, if you get sent off for foul play, that's the penalty. You get sent off. Oh, wait, I don't understand. Well, you missed the rest of the game. Surely that's not. No, that's the rules. So what it did was then made every other country watch the American game and think, against Belgium, I hope they get beaten.
Exactly.
Because of that. It wasn't the case before. And so it was completely counterproductive.
We had world love.
You did.
These other countries loved us.
Yeah, look at them.
Yeah, Norway loved us. All these countries, they were having so much fun in America. They loved all of it. And then Trump, remember the slogan, everything Trump touches turns to shit. And he managed to take all the positives of this experience of the World Cup in the United States and North America and South America, hosting this, Canada, Mexico, hosting this, and he ruined it. It's
just a great, but the thing is, in this situation, I don't blame him for that. I blame FIFA for actually going, you know what? We will do that. You can't have a head of state, no matter who it is. You can't have, if they can go, look, I don't think that was fair. I don't think it was a red card. And I think, Gianni, it would be great if you then rescinded the red card. Sorry, but rules is rules. Yeah. This is the World Cup of football.
Yeah.
and therefore we don't do this. But he went, yeah, of course, I'm sure I can manage something. And that's absolutely outrageous.
I'm not even kidding when I say this. Is it possible Gianni was on Epstein Island and it hasn't been revealed? Because it seems to me Trump must have had something on him other than just one criminal talking to another criminal.
I think Infantino loves the center stage. He loves the fact that whoever it is, he's the pal of the president. He loves the fact that he is front and center of everything. Whenever I remember the last World Cup, and he always give these speeches. I remember he was giving speeches about these bizarre speeches. I remember there was one in Qatar, and he was saying, "I am a migrant worker. I am," and I think, what are you talking about? And it was just nonsense. But he just loves being the guy. So the fact that there's so many teams of the World Cup there's never been before, he wants that because this is my legacy, and it's just like the other lot. It's not about the game. It's all about him. And whatever any pals ask him, I'm sure I can do something for you as long as you can do something for me.
And the FIFA board, are they called generals? The FIFA generals or something?
Oh, probably. I don't know.
They're all criminals as well. As a matter of fact, a couple of them have gone to jail over the years. But you mentioned Qatar. When they gave the games, the World Cup there, was that 4 years ago? I forget.
It was held 4 years ago. Yeah. The decision wasn't much longer.
They had to move the games a month down the road because of the heat.
That's right.
They had to move the games to later in the day.
It was in December for the first time ever.
Yeah, because of the heat. And we don't know the exact number of people who died building the facilities there, but they had slave workers. They literally stole people from Africa and brought them there to build these games. And everybody went, that's what FIFA does.
And on the same day that Qatar were actually announced as the hosts of that World Cup was the same day they also announced the next World Cup will be in Russia. And it's like, that's it. And that was, it's unbelievable. And whereas Mexico have now been host of the World Cup for three times since 70, 86, now this year. We're supposed to be where soccer began. We've held it in 1966, and they bid for it so many times. No. England.
I didn't realize
you're
that. You've not hosted it since 66.
Since 1966.
Wow.
And they bid for it goodness knows how many times, but never had it. You've had it in twice now, 94, of course. And then all these other countries have done it, but it's not through lack of trying. But
all right, so let me hit you with something else. So American baseball comes to London. You have hosted those games.
Yeah.
You've met the players. You've been on the field. You've been a part of that. The NFL tries to expand to Europe, and it certainly comes to London every year. Does the heat, the momentum off this World Cup mean Tottenham, your club, or other Premier League clubs will try to have more of an American impact?
Trust me, I think there were powers that be would love the idea of playing a couple of games, but I can't see that it would happen because it's too tribal, it's too local, and the fans that go there, they just would not allow it to happen. They've tried it. I mean, they tried it with there were two Spanish teams who were going to play in Miami. And then it was decided, look, the Miami would be a good place to do it, very big sort of Latin population, and so that would be great for them. But it never came off. La Liga tried to do it there. And then Italy wanted it because they want worldwide exposure. They went to play in Australia. They were going to play a game in Australia, two Italian teams playing in Australia. But in the end, they couldn't stand for it. They said, look, the people would just not have it. And to say, look, this is the whole idea is that everything is always going to be about money. But the Premier League is very big, obviously, in your country, and it's the biggest league in the world without doubt. It's where the best players are. It doesn't need to go, we've got to build, so we don't need to do it.
Yeah,
but they'll do friendlies now. People go out there and play. But when it comes to an actual Premier League game, I mean, I'm saying this, it will probably happen. 5 years from now, it will probably happen.
Well, I was just thinking in terms of numbers. Yeah, I was thinking in terms of numbers because you have 38 games you play in a season.
Yeah.
And, what's a game or two out of that 38?
Yeah.
But that makes sense. By the equivalent of the NFL, 18 games approximately, and you play a game or two in Europe, or if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, you come to London every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And the fan base, therefore, when the fan base only gets 8 home games,
Yeah.
and they lose a home game to London, there's not the same uproar. But knowing what I know about what you've taught me about soccer, about football, I get it. I get it. These clubs would not want, these fan bases would not want it to happen. But you're right. Money will talk, and at some point, maybe it does.
Probably will. Yeah, probably
All
will.
right, so let's do this. We're a couple of days away from the final.
Yeah.
And this is Argentina and Spain.
Yeah.
It was cool that the prediction you made in the beginning and the top 4 teams actually were the top 4 teams. So even though this is a painful final to sit there and watch Argentina try to defend in Spain, who do you think will win this game? And let's do it this way.
Yeah.
Let's do it in 2 versions.
Okay.
So you can claim wins on both sides.
Okay.
We're not going to edit this at all. So we go first. Paul, I'm shocked. Spain wins?
Yeah.
Spain wins?
Listen, I always said that they were going to win.
How did that happen?
Look, the way they've played through the tournament, and I think the biggest game was the semi-final they played against France. Now, France are probably the favourites to win. And Spain were just brilliant. They just outplayed them. And the difference between, they go 1-0 up against France, and then they play on as if nothing else has happened. The difference between England playing against Argentina, England pretty much, they shat their pants. They were just terrible. They scored the goal, and it was like, oh, what are we going to do now? You know what? We're 1 up. Instead of thinking, I know we're going to score another goal, it was like, we're 1-0 up. Let's just try and, the old phrase that we've mentioned before, park the bus. We're going to get the bus. We're going to park in front of the goal. We're all going to stand there. The ball's going to come over, and we're just going to kick it away. There'll be so many of us behind the ball, they won't be able to score.
It's like my old football coach, American football, said to me, you don't win a game by trying not to lose. You win a game by trying to win.
To win. That's it. And that's what England, this is what happened. Now, Thomas Tuchel, who's the manager that I mentioned earlier, he came in, when I started talking about that, he took over from Gareth Southgate, who got so far, but we got to a Euros final and we played Italy and we were up, and then we sat back and defended. So what happened? They score. So they end up winning on penalties. We blew it. We did blew it because we were the best team at the time, and then we just sat back, and then they're just going wave after wave. Eventually, someone's going to score. So then Thomas Tuchel made a quote, and he said that the problem was before is that England, I can't remember word for word, but basically saying what you've just said. They go out and they don't know they don't carry on to win. They're just happy to not lose. They're trying not to lose during the game. And the irony is, it's his team has done everything. And he keeps saying all the way through the tournament, be brave. Be brave. I want to see my players be brave. I want to see them go forward. I want to see them go after a goal and just try and be brave. But everything he said, he went against in that game. And he opened
the door for Argentina. He opened the door.
From every football expert to anybody that's seen one game in their life.
Well, you know more about this game than anybody. You must have been losing your mind.
Everybody could see what was going on. Yeah. So then he made substitutions. He brought defenders on, took strikers off defenders on. Let's put more people. Let's build this brick wall. But when you've got people like Lionel Messi, who is so good, this is not like Mexico. He could just get the ball. He was left free. Just keep putting the ball into the box, land it on someone's head. He can land it on a sixpence. And, well, there's an old English phrase. And that's what happened. And you could see it was the momentum. And this is like in any sport. When the momentum turns and starts going with that, you know what's happening. Because
that's
other
the thing.
teams,
and
that's what happened.
The go-ahead goal, Messi had 3 white shirts, white kits upon him. 3.
Yeah.
And he found a way to deliver the perfect pass for the header that won the game.
He's 77 years old and 3'7" tall. It's unbelievable. I stood next to him once. Spurs were playing Barcelona at Wembley Stadium. This is 7 or 8 years ago. And I wanted just to see, I'd seen him play, but I just wanted to look physically at the human. Yeah. And I walked over, and there he was just standing there. I didn't speak to him or anything, because he was waiting to go over the second half. I just looked him up and down and thought, you're just this small man. How is this possible? How is this possible? But the greatest footballer modern times has ever seen.
There's no question about it. And it's amazing that in this scenario that we're making up right now, Spain won. Because Spain not only held Messi to no goals.
I know.
They
killed him during the game. It's unbelievable.
He died at halftime. It was a shock. It was a shock to everybody.
It was old age. It was always coming. He had a good innings.
All right, now we flip it. The amazing thing, Paul, Argentina not only won, they won 11-0. 11-0. Oh, it's crazy. Spain.
You know why? This is rigged. That's why the whole thing was rigged.
Oh, was it rigged?
Yeah, of course it was. In Argentina. There was an announcement. I don't know whether you saw that. They announced who the referee of the game was going to be. Croatian man whose name I can't remember. There's lots of K's involved. So anyway, he's brought up by Pierluigi Collina, who is the head of referees. Yeah, famous bald-headed guy. It looks like he's in Star Trek. Anyway, you're much better looking than he is. So anyway, and then he announces please the referee, and all the referees, they all applaud. So it's like it's like some talent show. So he walks up, and he's given, and we give you the gold stripes. So he's got gold stripes now because now they make him being a referee special. And I think there's 3 things he had to do. There was one, you have to uphold the laws of professional football. There's another one where you have to be true to your game and be true to your country. And third, do not give Lionel Messi a yellow card, a red card, or a free kick against him and allow him to do whatever the hell he wants. That's how it works in the World Cup. And that's why Argentina won.
11-0. Incredible that Argentina would win. By the way, Messi had 10 of the 11 goals.
Yeah.
On the 11th goal, he could have had it, but he stopped in front of the net. And just closed his eyes, put his hand over his eyes like this, and just dribbled the ball backwards briefly, and one of the other Argentine players actually scored.
Let's not forget the 5th goal, where the referee picked the ball up and said, everybody out of the way, Lionel's doing this one. Right. And then put the ball and then said, go on, fill your boots. And then
So let me ask you this, because America's into this right now. There's a group of major superstars who have been the superstars of the game for the last 5 to 10 years, who are all of a certain age where they're going away.
Yeah.
So Cristiano Ronaldo, done, right?
Ridiculous, though, wasn't it? I mean, he's about the same age as Messi. Plays a different game, very physical, but Portugal, went out because of him, because he rules the roost, and whatever he wants, it's like give the ball to him.
Yeah.
And he created nothing.
Right? He's done. He may play another year Premier League.
He's playing in Saudi Arabia. So he's playing in Saudi Arabia. He's making loads of money in Saudi Arabia.
$200 million a year is last
at least, a week.
Yeah, so he'll play another year or two, but he's not going to make another World Cup, right? He'd be 45 years old.
Yeah, surely not. Unless he says he would like to, and then Portugal go, okay. But they would have done better without him. They would have done.
What about Messi? Messi will be 43.
Yeah, it's surely the last.
Got to be over, right?
Yeah, you'd think so, but he doesn't run much now. But he doesn't need to. If you look at how much he runs, hardly anything. But he just walks around and gets the ball and does something unbelievable with it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And who's the Brazilian player? One name?
They've all got one name. Every one of them's got one name.
But a superstar for years who's also... He's at least.
Oh, you mean Neymar? Is it Neymar?
Neymar.
Yeah.
So is Neymar over as well?
Yeah, he'll probably be done as well. Yeah, he was coming as a substitute, so he's probably done too. So yeah, there's that, and then you've got.
So when I think about Wayne Rooney and Beckham and that whole era of players, they move on. These guys come up. The next group of players coming up, are they all identifiable? Are there 3 superstars to replace those 3?
Look at Erling Haaland. Haaland for Norway. This kid is.
By the way, not an attractive man.
Yeah, well, it's in the eye of the beholder, though, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Have you seen?
Love him.
Have you seen the Russian model
as a supermodel?
Have you seen the Russian model? There's a Russian female model who is getting loads of work because she looks exactly like him. It's terrifying. I'll send you the bit. Yeah, I just look it up. The Russian. And it's not dodgy either. It's just like, she's a bona fide model. But she looks like Erling Haaland. Not your cup of tea,
wrong.
I wouldn't have thought.
No, that seems totally wrong. All right, so you look at
the rowing, though. By the way, Steve, the rowing. You're fed up with the rowing now?
I like the rowing.
I like the rowing at first, and then I was like, for goodness sake, can we just row them off back to Norway now? It was a lovely thing, but they were over-rowing. They over-rowed for me.
This is a country, the United States. This is a country that still has places where they do the wave.
Oh,
And
the Mexican wave, we still call it, because the Mexico World
yeah,
Cup.
and the wave is about the hackiest thing you could possibly do.
It's when you're
So,
bored with what you're watching, though, isn't it? That's
yeah,
when
I
you
like
see
it.
the wave.
I like the road. All right, so the world's getting smaller.
Yeah.
These sports are getting closer and closer together. Yet there's a big difference between sport in England and sport in America. The stuff
Sure.
that you cover, the stuff that we don't cover. So let me fire through a couple of these.
Okay.
Pool, or as it's called, snooker.
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 You won't see pool anywhere other than in the back of a bar. Snooker in the
Same
United
here.
States.
Yeah, same here. There's pool.
But there is
snooker is more professional
snooker-
sport. Snooker is more the professional sport. Pool is what you'd play if you went to the pub.
But isn't snooker
the
a
table's
form of
bigger.
pool? Oh,
Yeah,
it's
but
bigger.
the table is 12 feet long.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's much bigger, and there's more balls on the table, and it's a little more.
And it's full contact, right? When I'm going to make a shot, you can dive on me.
Yeah, that's I can hit you with the back of the snooker cue.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So you call it a
All
pool
right.
cue, though, right? It's just a snooker cue.
pool
Yeah,
cue.
snooker cue.
Horse racing,
Yeah.
huge in England still. Yes.
Yeah.
Other than the Kentucky Derby, the Belmont, and the Preakness here,
You know,
not so much.
but I'd agree with you. See, we've got the Grand National and the Derby.
The
They're the
Queen
big.
loved it.
They're the big two. The
Grand
Queen loved horses, yeah. And I never really. I did a sports show on the radio, and we had to do this horse racing segment. And I thought, I'm never going to be able to film more than 3 minutes doing this. Anyway, within a couple of months, I speak to the horse. I was funny. I was absolutely fascinated. I was really getting into it. Then we stopped it, and I couldn't care less again. I don't have anything to do with it.
You know what I'd love to see on GB News Mornings with Paul Coyte, where he does the sport, not the politics. I'd love to see you interview one of the horses.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm sure I've done that before.
Yeah.
And you see, when hold out a sugar cube.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't know about you, but I have a fear of horses because of the size of their head.
And their giant
Dogs,
eyes.
I know. It's like I cannot comprehend that they're not going to, with that big mouth and big teeth, they're not going to take my hand off. And and they're kicky and they're so big. So I just don't know when the people go, no, I couldn't deal with that. And also The Godfather had a lot to do with that as well. The size of that
horse head in bed. Yeah.
So, it's all, so I don't think I'd be involved in horses. I don't think I'm an equine.
All right, so two others. Darts.
Oh, yeah, darts is huge.
Huge, right?
Yeah,
It's huge because anybody can play it. But again, there are professionals who do this, who make money doing this, yes?
Yeah, world championship, £1 million.
It's unbelievable.
Mm.
And it's this. Again, this is why you want to watch on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's this.
Very camp. Yeah.
How far back from the dart board are the shooters, the players? 6 feet, 10 feet?
Is it about 10, 12 feet? I don't know exactly how long it is, but it is a certain amount. And the thing on the floor is called the oki, and that's where they put their foot. They've got to stand behind the oki. But it was originally, people would, back in the 70s and early 80s, it was larger men that like to drink beer and smoke cigarettes. And they'd see them like that, and they drink their beer. And then they throw their darts and they go back to the cigarette and they drink the beer.
Yeah.
So anyway, the man called Barry Hearn came along, who also revolutionized snooker, but not to this extent. So then he made darts, then they started having walk-on music. And then they started having nicknames. And then at Alexandra Palace, people would go and watch these world championships, and they would turn up in fancy dress. And everybody get drunk and everybody have a good time. And the darts would be on in the background, but everybody would cheer. But there's something about darts, if you watch it, it draws you in. And you'd think, no way. And then when the World Championship's on, you find you're just like, oh, this is incredible. 180. And there's things like 9 dart finishes, which means to get 501 in 9 darts, which is the least you could possibly do it in. So that's like that's the ultimate to be able to do as a darts player. It's like a 147 clearance in snooker, which is red, black, because you get 7 points for a black. I know I'm throwing you. And a point for a red.
This is like listening to Latin. The ancient language of Latin.
You know what? I'm confusing myself and I know how it works. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and I think this would be something that America would love to watch on TV if, in fact, your opponent had to stand in front of you while you threw the darts.
There you go.
And occasionally you would miss. And
There
maybe
you
they'd
go.
take one in the eye.
So if you walked up to a dartboard and you were going to throw a dart, would you be going for the bullseye? You'd be going for the bullseye, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Or
and
would
that's
you
not
go-
the idea, right?
No.
That's not the idea.
It's the treble 20. That's 60 points. 50 is the bullseye. Treble 20, that's your big money. So three of
You get
those,
3 20s.
3 treble 20s is 180. And everybody clear and cheers. I've thrown 180 in my entire life. And that was many, many years ago. But that, again, is what I dream to do one day.
All right, now I can make all of this make sense, but we're going to end on this.
Okay.
The one thing that remains incredibly confusing, and again, my 6, almost 7-year-old grandson, Isaac, tried to explain this to me the other day, because we have many folks from India who live in our neighborhood and live in his neighborhood and go to his school. And he said, Popsy, I'm Popsy. You know, as you know, I'm an old black blues man.
Mhm.
So I'm Pops. But he calls me Popsy. He goes, Popsy, you don't know how to play cricket? I can tell you how to play cricket.
Really?
And he
That's
started
cool.
to explain to me how to play cricket because his
That's
friends
brilliant.
had taught him.
Oh, that makes me feel so happy.
But when I listen to the BBC, which I do, and BBC, they'll talk about, is it called tries? What's it
Overs?
called what's a series of games called?
A test match.
They call it test match.
Yeah.
And then these test matches can go on for seemingly days.
5 days. Yeah.
5 days.
Yeah.
Before you find out who a winner is.
And no, can end in a draw. Can actually end up in a draw with no winner after 5 days. That's possible.
After 5 days, if you end up in a drawer, someone needs to die.
I know.
But all I see when I see cricket, and these are athletes, I'll grant you these are athletes. I see a batsman.
Yeah.
And I see a bowler, a pitcher.
Correct. Yeah, bowler.
And I see like a post.
They're the wickets, the stumps. Yeah.
Yeah, the stumps. What happens?
Right.
What happens? And then the scores are like 900 to 875 or something. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Did you play cricket as a boy?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So how long would you give me to give you the basic rules? Now, I don't want to bore you, so you give me a time limit on this, and I'll go as quick as I can.
Could you do it in 2 minutes?
Yeah. Ready? You count. Ready? Start. You tell me when you're ready.
Right. Now. I'm looking at
11 players on each side. One side bowls, the other one bats. Every player gets to bat. So you have 2 batsmen, one at each end. The bowler will bowl 6 balls, which is an over. After the over, they go in the other side and bowl down to the other batsman. When to get a run, you'd hit the ball and both batsmen would cross sides. One would run to one end, one would run to the other. That is a run. To get out, you can either get caught if you hit the ball up in the air and someone catches it. That also, you can have a wicket keeper behind you, so you may nick the bat. And if it gets caught out, then that's out. You could also be bowled out, which means the bowler would bowl the ball, and if he hits the stumps, and that means that the batsman is out. So once you've got a batsman, and also you can be run out as well, which means whilst they're running between them, if they're out of their crease, which is the line just in front of the stumps, if the ball hits the stumps, that means the player's out. So there are 10 wickets that can go down. So once that happens and all 10 are bowled out, then the other team comes into bat, and then the other team will do that. And on a test match, it happens twice. And that's why. And on a test match, you get 2 innings, which means they both have a go, and that can take up to 5 days. But recently, they've been going much quicker. But they have different versions. You have a 1-day version and maybe a 20-over version, which is even shorter than that because they're trying to make it a bit more interesting. Because
you still have 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds still.
Okay, fine. So then the biggest games really are the Ashes, which is England versus Australia, which we got absolutely really badly beaten in Australia. And that happens on alternate times once every 3 years or so. And the Ashes are actually called the Ashes because they're the burnt stumps from the first time that England played Australia in the 1800s. And the Times of London said that this is the Ashes that the cricket, that the end of English cricket. And so from then on, it's called the Ashes. But the actual little urn with the ashes inside are kept in England because they're so delicate, they're not actually handed to the winning team. It's just a name. We won the Ashes, but you don't actually get any Ashes. And that is
Well,
the
I
best
see.
game.
Listen, you might want to take some notes. I see a lot of ways we can clean this up and make it.
Okay, right.
Okay, you got
What do you
11. You got 11 players. I'm thinking only 3 are really involved
Okay,
at
yeah,
any
good.
given
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And the wicket keeper certainly is one. The
Yeah.
bowler is one. You mean
Yeah.
one other guy?
Silly mid-off is actually a position in cricket. Silly mid-on and
Silly
silly
mid-off?
Yeah, silly mid-off and silly
No, that's a
mid-on.
British comedian.
No,
Silly
that's
mid-off.
that's actually a position. Can you believe that?
And 6 balls over. No, 3 balls over. 3
Okay,
balls.
fine. 3 balls, that's it.
3 balls. The running back and forth between the wickets, between the poles.
Yes, the
and
wickets, stumps.
you pass your partner on the way.
That's
Is
it.
there music involved in that at all? Because that's very confusing to me.
Yes.
And if I heard you right, if I'm running, and by the way, I haven't in years,
Yeah.
but if I'm running and you throw the ball and hit the stump before I get to the stump, I'm out?
Yep, you're out. Yeah.
Oh. So why couldn't this be a one-on-one game?
Yeah.
Why couldn't this just be a one? When I was a kid, you know what wiffle ball is? Are you familiar with wiffle ball?
I like this. I like the name wiffle, but I'm not really sure.
Wiffle ball is a plastic ball that has holes in the plastic ball, which allow you to curve it and different things.
Okay, yeah.
And a plastic bat. And you could play one-on-one. And the way we played one-on-one is you would hit, if I got the ball and I hit you on your way to first base, second base, you're out.
Right.
And the general rule was you can't hit me in the face.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
So it seems like we could clean this cricket up a lot because when I watch rugby, which I played for about 2 seconds and I enjoyed, rugby is just a bunch of people who aren't in prison yet.
Yeah.
Who are running around
right.
and jumping on each other, trying to figure out their sexuality and also trying to figure out who's meaner, stronger, and who has the worst breath.
Yes.
I get rugby. Because
Okay.
the minute you get up, you either poop the ball out and somebody else grabs it, or it just makes more sense because you're moving in a general direction.
Sure.
Cricket, but I would assume Brits watch baseball and they go, "What are we doing here?"
Yeah. I mean, I've worked out. I'm just long, and that's still boring though. Is it long? And back in and back out and back in.
The amazing thing to me is,
and back in again.
Compared to cricket, American baseball is super fast.
Do you think so, though?
Because it ends in 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, that's true. But there are games that go, it's just a longer form of the game. But it's interesting when you say about rugby, because they say the difference between football and rugby, or soccer and rugby, is that football is a beautiful game played by thugs, whereas rugby is completely the opposite, quite frankly. That is a gentleman's game, and it's thuggery, quite frankly. So that's what it is.
Sure. Did you ever play rugby?
No, never. See, that was another posh thing. You know, it's like cricket was, tennis. Football's more your common man sort of game. It's always sort of stayed that way.
I appreciate
rugby. I could never do rugby.
I appreciate this lesson on English sports and sports in general. And I love you, man. And I know how hard you work. And I love what you're doing on GB News. I'm glad you're going to make the time to come over for our stand-up comedy show on August 7th.
Oh, absolutely.
At the Bolingbrook Golf Club.
Yeah.
And tickets at CochranShow.com. But we have to see each other in person soon.
We really do. Well, maybe we should play cricket. We should actually get the whites on. The ball is leather. The bat is willow. It's the sound of leather and willow. Summer afternoon in England. That's what this country was built on. Confusion.
We put the 2 cricket stumps on the west coast of England.
3 cricket stumps.
Oh, I've just almost gone again. I need a review.
We got a lot of work to do.
Paul Coyte.
It's okay.
It's Paul Coyte.
We'll get there.
Paul Coyte, the great Paul Coyte, with a lesson on sport for your summertime on Live from My Office. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.